Been out of the limelight for a very long time. Recently reappeared.
Elvis's 1963 Rolls Royce.
Experts say Elvis sold the car in the early 70s. It was only recently rediscovered.
Been out of the limelight for a very long time. Recently reappeared.
Get up and howl about America and democracy. There is no America. There is no democracy. We no longer live in a world of nations and ideology. The world is a college of corporations. The world is a business. I have chosen you to preach this event.
I spend my day peppering America overseas. Pension for the workers, nigga, please. Embezzlement, etiquette, private settlement. I'm better with Confederate rhetoric from my mansion in Connecticut. Foreclosing big homes out of tenement. I twist words like a speech impediment. I hope you got good credit, bitch. If not, better get a new job with benefits. While I play golf with niggas to get cheddar with. New money buys brand new carrots. My old money bought your great grandparents. You got grills in your mouth, I ain't mad at you. I own every gold mine in South Africa. Thanks, baby, you made me $1 billion. Plus I own a building for each one of my children's children. That's the shit. Snort coke in the whip, Miss USA sucking my dick. Yeah, what? Fuck the law, cause real jail is for suckers. I go to country club prison, you dumb motherfuckers. I am the 1% fucking bitches, yeah. You know my CEO corporate steez. Please overthrow governments overseas in a breeze. Politicians in my pockets for a few hundred G's. So if I'm ever in court, my assets are never freeze. I got a job and a house and a bank account. When I'm out, I doubt that's something you can say. And if not, then I'll fake death like Kenneth Lay. Make money every day the world burns on the taxes. While y'all struggling to pay taxes, I'm getting my money the fastest. Memos and faxes, shredded up documents, slush funds through the corrupt continents. But they don't want me indicted, cause they don't want my dirty laundry aired when I fight it. Don't get my lawyers excited, cause what good is a law if you can't rewrite it? I got CIA traitors, dictators, so fuck y'all whistleblowers and haters. Shit. I'll invest money from Al-Qaeda in the bank. 9/11 widows go too later. Capitalism's who I pray to. Fuck the state of the world. Money talks, so what the fuck I need to say to your girl? I don't pay them to fuck, I pay them to live. You know my CEO corporate steez. Greed. I treat countries like the IMF. Down on your knees. Real gangsters run the world. Fuck what you believe. I cut down the forest while y'all niggas burning some trees. I get your family murdered for a couple of G's. Cause your working class money ain't fucking with me. You think rappers are rich cause of songs you heard? My labels make the money and have it rap the fucking word. Yacht in the ocean coasting with the sails out. Hey America, thanks for the bailouts. I made off with the Paco Ambrosiano. Got away scot-free like a Vaticano. Activists get mad at me cause I'm a tax-free charity. 80% to the staff and company and 20% to the homeless and hungry. The country gotta pay the Fed Reserve. Kick back to the banksters, haven't you learned? You protest cops and patrols on the street, but I book city halls, so I own the police. Email, Facebook, and the shit you tweet. Or the phone company, so I heard you speaking. My suggestion is no correction, no election, sex with no affection, no invention to benefit the world. A man will exist till I got the money in my hand. World Bank, interest rate, damn rate. wanna spot, but I'm a gangster, you gon' take my money like it or not, nigga. I got your country in my pocket, motherfucker. You know my CEO Masonic steez cheese. Only little people pay all these taxes and fees. Since you were born, we control what you watch and you read. And pretty soon we're gonna own the fucking air that you breathe. I take what I want, fucker, I don't have to say please. I convince you that it's good for you. Take it and leave. You think presidents are the face of a nation? I put them all where they are. End of the conversation.
Elvis's 1963 Rolls Royce.
Experts say Elvis sold the car in the early 70s. It was only recently rediscovered.
Been out of the limelight for a very long time. Recently reappeared.
Get up and howl about America and democracy. There is no America. There is no democracy. We no longer live in a world of nations and ideologies. The world is a college of corporations. The world is a business. I have chosen you to preach this event.
I spend my day peppering America overseas. Pension for the workers, nigga, please. Embezzlement, etiquette, private settlement. I'm better with Confederate rhetoric from my mansion in Connecticut. Foreclosing big homes at the tenement. I twist words like a speech impediment. I hope you got good credit, bitch. If not, better get a new job with benefits. While I play golf with niggas to get cheddar with. New money buys brand new carrots. My old money bunch of great grandparents. You got grills in your mouth, I ain't mad at ya. I own every gold mine in South Africa. Thanks, baby, you made me $1 billion. Plus I own a building for each one of my children's children. That's the shit. Snort coke in the whip, Miss USA sucking my dick. Yeah, what? Fuck the law, cause real jailers for suckers. I go to country club prison, you dumb motherfuckers. I am the 1% fucking bitch. Yeah, you know my CEO corporate steez. Please overthrow governments overseas in a breeze. Politicians in my pockets for a few hundred G's. So if I'm ever in court, my assets are never free. I got a job and a house and a bank account. When I'm out, I doubt that's something you can say. And if not, then I fake death like Kenneth Lay. Make money every day the world burns on its access. While y'all struggling to pay taxes, I'm getting my money the fastest. Memos and faxes, shredded up documents, slush funds through the corrupt continents. But they don't want me indicted, cause they don't want my dirty laundry aired when I fight it. Don't get my lawyers excited, cause what good is a law if you can't rewrite it? I got CIA traders, dictators, so fuck y'all whistleblowers and haters. Shit. I'll invest money from Al-Qaeda in the bank, 9/11 widows go too late to capitalism's who I pray to. Fuck the state of the world. Money talks, so what the fuck I need to say to your girl? I don't pay them to fuck, I pay them to live. You know my CEO corporate steez greed. I treat countries like the IMF, down on your knees. Real gangsters run the world, fuck what you believe. I cut down the forest while y'all niggas burning some trees. I get your family murdered for a couple of G's. Cause your working class money ain't fucking with me. You think rappers are rich cause of songs you heard? My labels make some money and have it rap the fucking word. Yacht in the ocean coasting with the sails out. Hey America, thanks for the bailouts. I made off at the Banco Ambrosiano. Got away scot-free like El Vaticano. Activists get mad at me cause I'm a tax-free charity. 80% to the staff and company and 20% to the homeless and hungry. The country gotta pay the Fed Reserve. Kick back to the banksters, haven't you learned? You protest cops and patrols on the street, but I burn city halls, so I own the police. Email, Facebook, and the shit you tweet. Or the phone company, so I heard you speaking. My suggestion is no correction, no election, sex with no affection, no invention to benefit the world. A man will exist till I got the money in my hand. World Bank, interest rate, damn rate on the spot. But I'm a gangster, you gon' take my money like it or not, nigga. I got your country in my pocket, motherfucker. You know my CEO Masonic steez.
Got in that accident on the bike. It's crazy. Bro, I got down. Shit, I had the cops called on me this morning. Yeah, man. My motherfucking neighbors called the cops on me, bruh. This is the second time they did that shit. Fucking some white racist motherfuckers. That's all it is, man. Goddamn. The first time they called the cops, cause these motherfuckers scratching my goddamn car, yo. These bitches scratching my car up with their car door. Parking side by side in the parking lot. They open their car door and that shit fucking scratches my car, yo. They did that shit one time to my girl's car. We ain't say nothing about it. They did that shit one time to my car. I said something about it. Then they did that, you know what I'm saying? They did that shit another time, yo. I went over, I knocked on the dude's door. I was like, look, man. I live in a half a double, you know what I'm saying? I was like, bruh, I don't fuck with your shit, you know what I'm saying? They got... They got their little kids trampoline right in the middle of the backyard. They be having a swimming pool. They pull their little kids swimming pool out, had that shit on my side of the backyard. They got a swing set back there. I don't care about that shit, man. Y'all do whatever the fuck y'all want to do. They got decorations for every fucking holiday. Every time a holiday come around, they decorating the whole front porch with all this shit. I don't give a fuck about that, man. Y'all do what the fuck y'all want to do. Don't touch my shit, though. Y'all scratching my property, my car. Don't fucking touch my shit. I knock on their door, told them that shit. I said, look, man, I asked you before to make sure you be careful when you and your kids get out the vehicle so y'all don't scratch my fucking car. I don't scratch your car. Don't fucking scratch my goddamn car. If there's a solution that needs to come about by some different means, you not understanding what I'm saying to you, we need to solve this fucking problem now. I'm just asking you, man to man, don't fucking touch my goddamn property. I walked away. 10 minutes later, bang, 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 bang. Motherfucking cops at my house. Oh, your neighbor said you threatened him. I threatened him? Get the fuck out of here. They thought I was gonna go to jail over that shit. They called the cops. You know how motherfuckers call the cops. Hello, scary black man. He's yelling. Man, I told the cops the same shit. Like, look, man, they scratching my property. I went over there, told them not to touch my property. That was it. The cops brushed that shit off like, man, y'all call us out here for no reason. So, yesterday, of course, 4th of July, you know what I'm saying? Once again, I don't celebrate no European holidays. These motherfuckers celebrate every goddamn holiday. They all out in the front yard. I mean, like right by the fucking window, you can hear all these fucking fireworks going off all night. Bow, bow, boom, boom. All this shit, man. I don't got they fuck with them motherfuckers, man. Y'all do what the fuck y'all want to do. I came out this morning to go to the fucking gym. Yo, my cars are covered with fucking fireworks debris. Once again, these motherfuckers fucking with my shit. Told y'all about fucking with my shit, yo. So I got all this fucking firework mess all over my fucking car. I got 3 cars, right? So I went to the gym, did my little workout. While I'm at the gym, I was like, you know, I'll just hit the car wash on the way home and spray this shit off my car. Then I was like, you know what? Fuck that shit. These motherfuckers got my fucking car dirty. I'm not about to spend my money to fucking wash this shit off. I'm gonna use their fucking water hose and their water and rinse my car off. And so when I got back to the parking lot, I fucking went right up on their side of the house and turned their fucking spigot on. That shit would not come on, yo. That's what pissed me off too. Like, motherfucker turned his water off from the inside or something. I don't know, man. But I kept trying to spigot and that shit wouldn't turn on. And then the goddamn wife, this fat, ugly bitch, looks out the window. She's on her phone like, what do you think you're doing? I look up at her. Bitch, I'm about to use y'all water to clean that shit off my car. All that shit y'all got on my car. I don't think so. And she ducked back in the house. I was like, this bitch about to call the cops. So I came inside. I told my girl, my girl was in the shower. I was like, yo, just to give you a heads up, the cops about to come talk to me. And I just went back outside and I waited on these more. I'm waiting for the cops. I'm standing out there just like this. Where they at? And then the neighbors come outside. What's your fucking problem? No, what's your fucking problem? You got all this fucking open area. All this fucking space, there's a goddamn whole park back there. It's a whole fucking park. That big ass parking lot. See that big ass parking lot over there? You got a fucking park. An entire park. You got a whole fucking parking lot right here. Why in the fuck is y'all shooting fireworks by the fucking vehicles? Why are y'all shooting off fireworks by the vehicles where all the debris is getting on my shit? You act like you can't just wash it off. That ain't the fucking point, bitch. I gotta take my time and my money to go to the fucking car wash to clean up your fucking mess. I'm not doing that. I was gonna use your fucking water to clean off my fucking vehicles. Well, it's on our cars too. I don't give a fuck. That's your mess on your cars. I don't give a fuck about that. But your mess on my car, I care about that shit. You know what? You're a fucking nigger. Well, that's what it come to. That's the best you got. I'm a nigger. You've been waiting to say that shit forever. But that's all you are anyway, you fucking nigger. You a fat, white, ugly bitch. So the fuck what? Who cares about name calling? I don't give a fuck about that shit. Don't touch my goddamn property. By that time the cops come up. Hey, calm down. Calm down. What's going on? Look, you. Come here, sir. He's gonna talk to them. You come talk to me. Told the cops the same thing. Motherfuckers got all this shit out here on my fucking car. You can't see all this shit on the fucking cars. Well, there's lots of cars, right? No, it's not, officer. Look at the fucking neighborhood. You see this shit on anybody else's cars? These motherfuckers don't have enough common sense to move 20 meters away, not to make a mess on my fucking vehicle. Yeah, I see what you're saying, this and that. And they look around, they see all the fucking mess. I was like, that's all they shit, yo. I gotta clean up behind they shit off of my own property. Yeah, these people, and the bitch just called me a nigga. Really? Yeah, right in my face, looked me dead in my eyes, said it twice. You know what I'm saying? And they got their little fucking rebel flag on their fucking car, a little rebel flag license plate. Knew the motherfucker been racist from Jump Street anyway. And got down, the cops just like, yes, man, you know, it's hard when you can't, you know, get along with your neighbors, especially in, you know, you live in a duplex and shit. And I was like, yeah, but I don't fuck with these motherfuckers, man. I stay my ass in the house. I'm an artist. I stay in the house all day. I don't come outside, fuck with none of these motherfuckers for shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I work, I come home, and I be in the house. I don't, like I said, once again, I don't give a fuck what they do in the backyard, front yard, all that shit. Just don't touch my fucking property. Don't touch my shit. Yeah, well, can I just take your name for the report? Gave him my name. He's like, yeah, they call us out here like 7 o'clock in the morning for this? I'm like, yeah, that's what kind of people they are. Just like Barbecue Becky and Permit Patty and all these other fucking racist ass white people who called the cops on black people for no reason. And this bitch really thought I was gonna get in trouble over that shit. And the cops, he was like, all right, man, you good. They was actually on my side, yo. Two young white cops. It was like, man, we understand, man, you good. Just, you know, just don't say nothing to them. And so the one officer was on their porch talking to them, and I walked by. So the cop had his back to me, and they're facing me, and the cop is back to me. So I walked by just like, ah! Yo, she was like, look at his face. He's smiling. The officer was like, yo, look, I'm talking to you right now, lady. And they wound up getting fucking fussed at, not me. It was hilarious. I wish I could have had that shit for a YouTube video or a goddamn Facebook video. Fucking nigger. That's all you got. That shit is supposed to like make me break down and or turn to like some insane raged animal like, I'm gonna kill you. Yo, that bitch is funny as shit. I walk by like, you mad. and then I had to leave the house for something, right? So I took my portable speaker outside with me, like a boombox. I had that shit on my radio. And I was playing the first track off of Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly. Every nigga is a star, yeah. Every nigga is a star. I just walked by looking at him like, That shit was funny. That shit was funny. I know that, man. Shit. It's been a long time since a motherfucker called me a nigga to my face. It's been a long time. You know what I'm saying? But I live in an all-white neighborhood. The fucking city I live in is fucking 84% Caucasian. 84% Caucasian where I live at. They like run this shit. So they really think they run this shit. And they think every nigga is scared of their ass. Like, nah, I'm scared of you, bitch. You know what I'm saying? They think they got that power. They're like, fuck you, nigga. Fuck you, bitch. I ain't going to jail over this shit. They ain't shit to go to jail for. Smack. Fuck that. Fuck them bitches. They mad. They mad they gotta live next door to a nigga. Who the fuck you think you was? Some Hasidity upper middle class motherfuckers? No, bitch. You live next door to a black man. You mad cause I'm doing as well as you are, or you're doing as bad as I am? Which one is it? Mad. Got a nigger for a neighbor. Gotta put my rebel flag on my car so he can see what side of the fence I stand on. Fuck you. You mad. And the husband's a straight bitch, yo. The wife run his ass. She the one always cursing and always doing all the talking. He fucking don't ever say shit. Little frail ass motherfucker. If I ain't know better, I think he was a goddamn crack fiend. Motherfucker look fiend the fuck out. I'm talking about saggy ass skin on his face. Motherfucker bony as shit, yo. I swear, like, I wouldn't even want to fight this dude, man. If I fucking just land one good one, I'ma crumble his ass. That fucker look fragile as hell, yo. Oh, crackhead looking motherfucker. And then the wife, some big bloated, literally redneck motherfucker. Like, goddamn, bitch, you look like a goddamn old ass biscuit. You call me names. And always doing all the damn talking. You piece of shit. Always the wife. Always the wife. I know that motherfucker. He a fucking chump. Slap. What did the 5 fingers say to the face? Motherfucker, what you hit me for? Cause you hit me. Man, that was days ago. No, man, that was tonight. You hit me tonight. Had this ring called Unity, man. He punched me, had a unity in my forehead. Unity. I swear, man. Yo, buddy. No, you who just shot the fucking skyrocket. Come here. Come here. Let me talk to you real quick, buddy. No, step in the garage. Then you pull out the garage clicker and close the door behind his ass. Yo, you got a license for these fireworks? Oh no, you don't have a license? You know that shit hit me, right? Had to recalibrate this motherfucker. I'm telling you. Give me a young boy. That shit hit me. Let me talk to you, fella. Let me just put you on your square. Goddamn. Let me play that shit, man. I said, man, y'all do whatever the fuck y'all want to do. Don't touch me and don't touch my shit. Simple. I don't touch nobody's shit. Point blank, period. I don't fuck with nobody's shit. Don't fuck with my shit. Man, I don't give a fuck you don't like black people. I don't give a fuck if you go to Klan rallies and all that shit, bitch. Don't touch me. Don't touch my shit. I don't have to talk to you. I don't have to look at you. None of that shit. As soon as you touch my shit, it's a problem. Touch my shit and touch your shit. Damn right I'm about to use your water in your water hose. If that water been on, I would have been out there spraying my shit off when they came. I said, hey, how's it going, neighbor? Cleaning up your fucking mess off of my vehicle. That's all it is, bruh. That's all it is. And these motherfuckers think I'm just automatically supposed to respect them. Fuck you, bitch. That shit is earned. I don't fucking know you from a can of paint. They called the cops on me twice. And I still ain't don't nothing happen. You think I'm some dumbass motherfucker from the hood? I know what I look like, but you don't know what's in here. You don't know what's inside, bruh. You got a little bit more smarts than you think. Hey. Yeah? Hate crime. Yeah, hate crimes. I know it. Alright, I'm streaming. Alright, bye. Yeah, my girl had to use, that's her right, my girl right there. On her lunch break, but she had to go to the fucking car wash on her lunch break to clean off her fucking vehicle. You know what I'm saying? Shit is retarded. Why I gotta waste my time to clean up your mess? Every nigga is a star. 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 I said, yo, after all that, then I said, she come out cursing at me and all this shit. I explained to her why the fuck I was doing what I was doing. Then she called me a fucking nigger. He was like, really? I was like, yeah. She called me twice. He was like, he's like, I really can't do nothing about that. Just, what, it's freedom of speech, huh? She could just say what she want to say. Okay, I get it. So I can call her a fucking fat cracker, honky, po bucker, pink toe if I want to, right? And then I don't get in trouble for that shit. But see, I'm not the type to call names because that's childish. It's name calling. You know what I'm saying? It's childish. But he's like, I said, in Africa, they lock them motherfuckers up for that shit now. You use racial slurs, you go to jail for that shit. That's why I don't use racial slurs, especially when in a heated argument. That just shows your intelligence level. You're not very smart. You can't even formulate an argument for one to defend your point. So you resort to fucking name calling. Bitch, you stupid. You call me names, you simple-minded. You simple-minded bitch, and you mad I ain't get locked up. Ho. I love it, bro. I love this shit. It's so funny, bro. It's so funny. And then motherfuckers be like, why you always talk about racism all the time? Why you always talk about this? I'm black, man, in America. I gotta live through this shit every day. That's why I constantly talk about this shit, because it happens. It really happens. You know what I'm saying? This shit is real shit, bro. I swear, yo. Oh, we filed a report for them damaging our property. It wasn't substantial enough damage for any claims or anything like that. But like my girl's white, so she does shit the proper way. You know what I'm saying? She tell me, don't hit him, and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna hit him. But it is what it is. I thought the shit was funny as hell, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm pissed off. I had to waste my time and wash my car. Just washed my car last week. You know what I'm saying? Then I washed the truck off. My girl ain't had enough time to wash her car before she went to work, so she had to do it herself. And I still got one more vehicle sitting out there that's just covered in this shit. Now I gotta go. Matter of fact, no shit. I'm gonna go take a picture of this shit right now just to show you guys.
iPhone disconnected.
pair. Connected to iPhone.
Lady's Caucasian? Yeah, she's Italian, really, but she look white. Italian, white, same thing. But that's my Monte Carlo. Y'all see all them specs on that shit, yo? That's firecracker paper. You really can't see it on this picture just because of the camera glare. Damn, that you can't see it because of the case, the phone shit. But my fucking car is covered in this shit, yo. You could probably see it the best right there. But all them little specks, that shit is all over the whip, yo. That's the roof of my car. All them specks on that shit. Paper. That shit is fucked, bro. Like big ass chunks. Just big chunks of fucking shit just all over my vehicle. And then you can see the big chunks, but you can't see all like the little fine gunpowder shit everywhere on it. That's what I already made that joke. About his wife be looking at me. You know, your fat ass be checking me out. You see me compared to your skinny smoker looking husband. And then I come outside looking like a motherfucking African king. And that bitch like, damn, why my husband don't look like that? Gotta get him off that heroin or whatever he on. God damn. And you gotta lay off them biscuits. You turning into one. Then they got two little girls. Little girls heard the mama. Call me a nigga. What kind of people you think they raising? Huh? What kind of people you think they raising? These kids don't be kids forever. Kids grow up and become adults and voters. Is a star. Every nigga 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 is a star. Who will not get you united? Every nigga is a star.
When the four corners of this cocoon collide, you'll slip through the cracks when you survive. Gather your wit in the deep look inside, while you're reading down the lines to pimp a butterfly.
At first sight they love you, but I just wanna fuck. Late nights thinking of you, until I got my nut. Toss and turn, lesson learned. You was my first girlfriend. Bridges burned, I brought to more. Destroyed. What for? When I get signed, homie, I'm acting fool. Hit the dance floor, strobe lights in the room. Snatch your little secretary bitch for the homies. Blue-eyed devil with a fat ass monkey. I'ma buy a brand new Cuddy on phones. Truck the hood up too, time to do flow. Plan them on everything, plan them on way. Nerd to the game, and a bad bitch shows. When I get signed, homie, I'ma buy a strap. Straight from the CIA, set it on my lap. Take a few M16s to the hood. Pass them all out on the black one's good. I'ma put the cop to spot me by the White House. Republican run up, get signed out. Hit the press with a Cuban link on my neck. Uneducated, but I got $1 million check like that. We should never give, we should never give you niggas money. Go back home, money, go back home. We
should never gave, we should never gave niggas money. Go back home, money, go back home. They should have never gave y'all niggas money. What I'm gonna do about my legs, Eddie Murphy? You can buy another couch. Oklahoma, man, that shit is everywhere, bro. That shit is everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And that's all Trump did was motherfucking fuel these motherfuckers who were kind of insecure with their racism and hid that shit a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, motherfuckers gonna know I'm racist. That's why the Klan wears hoods. So you can't tell who the racist Klan members are. Because I'm really your dentist. I didn't know my dentist was in the Klan. Well, I thought them blue eyes looked familiar. You know what I'm saying? But now Trump just like, it's cool to be racist. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker want to kneel on the football field? Get that son of a bitch out of here. What kind of president say that shit? Get that son of a bitch, I fire him. As soon as you call a man of color a son of a bitch, as soon as the president can call a man of color a son of a bitch, nobody don't care. What the fuck you think all these other people, how they gonna start acting? Fuck you, nigger. Calling the cops. This bitch out here trying to sell water. Little black bitch. Hello? I think she's 14. I'm only 8 years old. She's lying. She doesn't look 8. She looks like an adult. She's selling water without a license. Oh, that's crazy, bro. You heard me? Damn. That's crazy. Yeah, these motherfuckers is ridiculous. Yeah, let's see. My dealings with racism go way back. I'm from South Carolina, bruh. The first state to succeed from the Union because they did not want to give up their slaves. South Carolina was the first state like, fuck you guys. We're out. And Fort Sumter, that's where the first shots of the Civil War was fired. You know what I'm saying? Major slave trade, major plantations. And there are still like big plantations down south with last names of people I know, like the Scott plantation. And one of my best friends, his family name is Scott. That shit kind of hurts a little bit.
You was my first girlfriend, which is bad. On the cross the road, it's your what for?
Yo, what's up? It's Trey. Remember the first time you came out to the house? You said you wanted a spot like mine. But remember, anybody can get it. The hard part is keeping it, motherfucker.
What you want, you a house, you a car, 40 acres and a mule, a piano and the tall headed things in my neighbors, I'm saying I'm your dog. Motherfucker, you can live at the mall. I know you're kind, that's why I'm kind. Don't have no streets, that's fine. Pay me later, wear those gaiters. Cliche and say fuck your haters. I can see the bottom in you, I can see the dollar in you. Little white guys, but it's no white collar in you. But it's whatever though, because I'm still following you. Because you make me never have a baby, count it all together, baby. They hit the register, make me feel better, baby. You always know it's a Gemini, 2 sides. So you better cop everything 2 times. 2 groups, 2 J's, 2 C-notes. Too much and enough of we know. Christmas, tell them what's on your wish list. Get it all, you deserve big trick. And when you hit the White House, do you? But remember, you ain't passed economics in school. And everything you might exist will deny. How Wesley sniped your ass before 35. Looking down this way, looking good when you're on top. Metaphysically, the state of your warrior. Look both ways before you cross my mind. We should never gave, we should never gave. Niggas, money go back home, money go back home. We should never gave, we should never gave.
motherfuckers will never come together, yo. I swear. World motherfucking peace. If motherfuckers wanted world peace, that shit could have been achieved centuries ago. You know what I'm saying? There's enough land and resources for everyone. Everyone. There's just certain groups of people who like to hoard that shit to themselves. You know, in sight of the fucking suffering of millions of other lives. It don't fucking matter to them. You know what I'm saying? And that type, the way that the world is run, that shit trickles down into different cultures, yo. And that shit has an effect on people's everyday lives. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers think racism and white supremacy is not real. That shit is one of the realest shits ever. You know, white supremacy is the way of the world. It is how this world functions and operates, by the white 1% being in control. And that shit has a psychological effect on people who would consider themselves to be a part of the same racial phenotype. Once again, man, that shit is, I understand that, goddamn, it's all a mindset, yo. It's all a mindset. Motherfuckers, the way you perceive the world is the way you create your own reality. And some people just have a distorted perception of what is real and what is not real. So you can't even blame other motherfuckers for that shit. You know what I'm saying? This, like I say, a real revolution is a mental revolution. You want motherfuckers to change and start doing shit different, then you change the way you do shit. And it's the old saying, you know, start with the man in the mirror, or be the change you want to see in everyone else. That shit is true. You know what I'm saying? Change your mindset. Change the way you fucking think. You know what I'm saying? You can't really change everybody else.
Same as anyone else. Don't think the same as everyone else. You're in your way. See, you'll never conclude with anyone else. Don't think the same as everyone else. I had everything. I could change anything. If I changed anything, I mean anything, I would change everything. Oh yeah. Dog boy, don't you cry. There's too much life left in those eyes. Don't you let that face go waterfall. Don't you learn to love you, scars and all. Dog boy, don't you die. They're just human, let them lie. You just know your world and speak your truth. Let them come to you for your love. See, cause you've never been the same as anyone else. Don't think the same as everyone else. It's your call, there are no rules. See, you'll never conclude with anyone else. Don't think the same as everyone else. I had everything. change anything. I could change anything. If I changed anything, I mean anything, I would change everything. Oh yeah. When the media slings mud, we use it to build huts. Irrefutable facts, merciful, beautiful, black, beloved brother. You fail to embarrass them, harassing them. To my life, your life pales in comparison. So go right, whatever blog. Messiness is not ever the God. Do what's necessary, I'm never worried. Listen, vultures, I've been shackled by Western culture. You convinced most of my people to live off emotion. That's why we competing. Death by the chrome barrel, forgotten secrets. My killer been Jarrah, bone marrow's the deepest. You can peep at the comments, but don't fall for that. We want freedom. I'm a scholar in almanac. People do anything to be involved in everything. Inclusion is a hell of a drug. Some people have everything they probably ever wanted in life and never have enough. I had everything, everything. I could change anything. If I changed anything, I mean anything, I would change everything. Oh yeah. From the birth of a child, the world is foul. Excursions of a searching child should learn to take nothing personal. A parent hates to watch his baby's face, taking his first immunization shots. But this is great, the child's introduction to suffering and pain. Understands without words, nothing is explained. A rush to the brain, looking up at his parents' face like, I thought you would protect me from this scary place. Why'd you let them inject me? Who's gonna know how the side effects is gonna affect me? Who knew I would grow to meet presidents that respect me? If Starbucks is bought by Nestle, please don't arrest me. I need to use your restroom and I ain't buy no espresso soon enough. Assume the cuffs, the position not new to us. Since back on the bus sitting, said screw that bus, boycotted that bus out of business. The future's us, yet every citizen's in prison. I had everything, everything. I could change anything. If I changed anything, I mean anything, I would change everything. Oh yeah. Watch me as I walk through the Folly Golly, New York to Sardi. In Italy, I'm Eduardo Bucari, but nasty the hustler, nasty like mustard gas, sulfur. And I could sell Alaska to Russia, no pressure. My first house, 11,000 square feet mansion. It was haunted by dead rich whites. Mad a nigga bought his crib to hang up pictures of black Christ. Circular driveways, black cars, and black ice. My second house, still in my 20s, illin' with money. Chill through my spine, spilling wine. It's funny, did good for a staircase loiterer. Euphoria, what you saw when you see the team turn to a warrior. Did every 4th of July, busting in the sky. It was important to a guy who was mob-minded. Future Marcia Larga driver to Lambos got average on me. I started liking the look like I ain't had no money. Yellow taxi seats over Maybach seats, just to remind me, just to inspire me to stay focused. It's a real sick society. Just cause I got your support don't mean you buying me. I'm buying back the land owned by the slave masters where my ancestors lived. Just to say a rapper made a change. The pant saga put plans in action to lay claim to Pan-African made it happen. See, cause you've never been the same as anyone else. Don't think the same as everyone else. See, you'll never conclude with anyone else. Don't think the same as everyone else. I had everything, everything. I could change anything. If I changed anything, I mean anything, I would change everything. Oh yeah. Dark boy, don't you cry. There's too much life left in those eyes. Don't you let that face go waterfall. Don't you learn to love your scars and all. Dark boy, don't you die. They're just human, let them lie. You just know your world and speak your truth. Let them come to you for you. same as anyone else. Don't think the same as everyone else. It's your heart. See, you'll never conclude with anyone else. Don't think the same as everyone else. Just a man. I thought you were the bully of the earth, but you were just a man, just a man. Been a wild minute, Papa. I switched styles on your Papa. Your boy got a new barber. Your daughter got a new daughter. I'm about to ride for your mama. I moved the tribe out to Georgia. I lost Bambi and Adara cause I want a little bit of Mara. I remember in 08 when you cried for Obama. If you were here today, you would cry for tomorrow. But we don't hail to the new king as the politician mood swings. Everybody showing true colors like a motherfucking mood ring. And the school ain't reaching them and the teachers wonder why. Silly bird, you don't know how to swim. Silly fish, you don't know how to fly. Ain't no wonder niggas think we stupid. Urban legend is you never be students. You ain't worthy to get shot by Cupid, but get shot by a cop that's ruthless. I joke with the wicked man who wanna see us all in Attica. Start 100 million Kickstarters and God keep us back to Africa. I'll be waiting there with Akon, I'll be out of Dodge, no challenger. This a new day, nigga, why you only thinking you can run to Canada? Too many rebels just follow convention. I thought it was all about bacon tradition. I never believe it's all money and business. Or that the best human beings are the rich. Fucking ridiculous.
You're actually painting this time. I'm chilling, bro, chilling.
Come on, yeah. Yeah, we do. It's about it's more than pride. We stay alive, ready to ride. 1, 2, 1, 2. It's more than pride.
one. Timothy McVeigh is executed. In the country breathe a sigh of relief. Goodness prevail over evil, it seems. Somehow it's gone. Feel safer. Little do we know. Today the papers say Timothy McVeigh's a hell, so everything's okay and all must be well. I remember in Oklahoma when they put out the blaze and put Islamic terrorist bombing on the front page. It's like saying only gays get AIDS. Propaganda, like saying the problem's over when they lock that man up. Wrong, shut the beginning, first in it. Battle for America's soul, devil's winning. The president is Bush, the vice president's a dick. So a whole lot of fucking is what we gon' get. They don't wanna raise the baby, so the election is fixed. That's why we don't be fucking with politics. They bet on that. Parents fought and got wet for that. Hometown hit my doors. We got blacks in the house to rep for that. It's all good except for that. We still war. And money, power, respect is what we kill for. Real. It's more than pride. We stay alive. Ready to ride. We survive. It's more than pride. Yeah. We stay alive. Ready to ride. August 4th, 2001. Truck of police officers mows down an entire family of Brooklyn. Judge lets him go with no bail. Reminds us just how worthless our lives are to the justice system. I struggle to explain the situation to my son. It's hard. Niggas with knowledge is more dangerous than niggas with guns. They make the guns easy to get and try to keep niggas dumb. Target the gangs and graffiti with the Prop 21. I already know the deal, but what the fuck do I tell my son? I want him living right, living good, respect the rules. He's 5 years old and he's still thinking cops is cool. How do I break the news that when he gets inside, he'll be perceived as a threat or see the fear in the eyes? It's in their job description too. Terminate the threats and 41 shots to the body is what he can expect. The president is set, no matter if you follow the law. How do I give my son pride and make him swallow the door? Damn. Fuck the pigs, I think the pigs killed Big and Pac too. If they didn't, they know who did, they got to. Who they serve will protect, nigga, not you. Cop shot, off for 10 G's, but they got Glocks too. Let you protect yourself, but better yet respect yourself. Straight into the hospital is where you gotta check yourself. They be getting tips from snitches and rival crews, doing a favor, so they working for the drug dealers too. Just business and forces for hating they hostess. Shoot you in the back, won't face you like a soldier. Could load to ask me what I say to a dead cop's wife. Cops kill my people every day, that's life. It's more than pride. We stay alive, ready to ride. Yeah, we survive. It's more than pride. We stay alive, ready to ride. We survive. September 11, 2001, terrorist attack on the Pentagon and the World Trade Center kills thousands and permanently scars America's false sense of security. We see the best examples of humanity in the face of this work. Firefighters, police officers, rescue workers, and volunteers of all sorts fight to save lives. The world will never be the same again. My heart go out to everybody at ground zero. Red, black, yellow, white, and brown heroes. It's more complicated than black and white. To give their own life is the greatest sacrifice. But it's hard for me to walk down the block, seeing rats and roaches, crack files, and 40-ounce posters. People broken down from years of oppression become patriots when their way of life is threatened. There's a hard conversation to have. We lost kids, moms, and dads, people ready to fight for the flag. Damn, when this shit get this bad? America killed the innocent too. The cycle of violence is sad, damn. Welcome to the world we here. We've been at war for years, but it's much more clear. Yeah, we got to face what lies ahead. Fight for truth and freedom and ride for the dead. We survive. Yeah, it's more than pride. Much more. We stay alive. Ready to ride. Let's go. We survive. That's right. It's more than pride. Much more. We stay alive. Ready to ride. Let's go. We survive. Yeah, it's more than pride. Don't. We stay alive. Don't. Ready to ride. Don't. We survive.
I've got more time to give. I'm not gonna cry. Find another dream. Am I capable of healing the memory of my fall from grace in your heart? I'm on my journey home when I feel alone. I think I'll close the wall. I'm not gonna cry. I've got more time to give. I'm not gonna cry. Find another dream. 'Cause I'm about to solve it. Put my engine back into overdrive so I can breathe again. All those sympathizing with the rain of tomorrow. I'm not gonna cry. I've got more time to give. I'm not gonna cry. Find another dream. I'm not gonna cry. I've got more time to give. I'm not gonna cry. Find another dream. But if I got it right, he's helping. And if I was wrong, then I disappear. But I'm I'm not gonna cry away tonight. I've got more time to give. I'm not gonna cry. Find another dream. Everybody cool, everybody see yourself, everybody on time, on time. Everybody hold on, everybody hold on to your inner vision.
what made me want to paint for a living? Shit, I love to paint. The same reason anybody else does anything. Play violin or football or, you know, drive NASCAR. That's what they fucking love to do. They gotta have that. When you can get paid for doing something you love, it's not work. You're not really working if you really, really enjoy it. It's fun to you. So that's my twist, yo. I like painting. I like to draw. I like to paint. Just gotta find a way to make this shit into a lucrative business. Y'all can't do it like them black girls, yo. Yeah, they got that attitude, boy. What? That attitude. They got that aphrodisiac. That aphrodisiac. Yo, she fine as hell, ain't it? Say she ain't fine. She fine as hell.
Kissy go sometimes, kissy go sometimes, kissy go sometimes. Spirit, move around, just move around. Kissy go sometimes, kissy go sometimes, kissy goes. Spirit, yeah, that's the king. Stop that movement, stop that movement. Y'all can't move me. This my movie. Y'all can't stop it. Y'all too sloppy. Carbon copy. Carbon. Same thing in the room. Sitting by myself, I know how to zoom. Many things that are troubling you, but beyond for a thing that you never knew. Reaching out, hunting for the truth. I'm guessing I'm just sitting running. All this time searching for something. I can hear it coming. Kissy go sometimes. Kissy go sometimes. Kissy go sometimes. Spirits, spirits, spirits. Moving around, just moving around. Kissy go sometimes. Kissy go sometimes. Kissy goes. Spirits. Yeah, that's a kid. Well, it took me long enough to rap on this, strong enough. Hey, this shit just gon' give up, cause you ain't just gon' live up to everything that's up for you, and that's never enough. Thought I'd be clever enough to give up while I'm ahead. I like breakfast in bed, but I love breakfast ahead. For anybody who said that I was better off dead, told them don't ever leave nothing that you ever read. Got a Bible by my bed, oh yes, I'm very Christian. Constantly repenting, cause yes, I never listen. Don't like being questioned, don't like being less than any in competition in any of my professions. So I gotta guess, then I gotta stay the best, man. What else you expect from Mr. West, man? Painted from West, ain't on my space like a relative that you ain't seen a minute, called on the telephone. And when they see you, they say, damn, you got hella grown. Always thought you make it, but damn, now you hella know. Let's address some topics that I can embellish on. How we made enough bread for us to put some relish on. I won't relish on the fact I'm vibing on the future. Ultra light building in the building by mutual. Herzog in the mirror in the office out in Basel. Known at Miami, Switzerland. Kissy go sometimes, kissy go sometimes, kissy go sometimes. Spirit, moving around, just moving around. Kissy go sometimes, kissy go sometimes, kissy goes. Spirit, yeah, that's the king. Civilization without society. Power and wealth with mobility, stability without stasis, places, spaces, civilization without society.
I double distill my dirty thinner. So this is dirty. You can't even hardly see that shit, but this shit is dirty as fuck. So I take my dirty thinner. What I do is, oh shit, well, it shouldn't be too bad. See how that sediment is starting to form at the bottom? Tostitos. So you take your dirty thinner, pour it in a different container. Switch that shit around. Alright. And you let that shit sit in here for a while, and all the heavy paints will fall down to the bottom. Then after it's in here for a while, I'll pour it in this container, and then let that shit settle in here for a little while, and then I'll pour from this into my brush cleaner. So that way you can just kind of recycle your thinner as long as you can, because it's still good, you know what I'm saying? It's still clean. You just have to, if you let it sit for a few days, like I said, all the heavier paint will fall out of it and settle to the bottom. And then you got, you know, pretty decent thinner to work with again. It's not absolutely clear like fresh out the bottle, but you can see through it. It's, you know what I'm saying? I have this same jug of thinner for like 7 months now. And this is like some brush cleaner. This shit is way harsher than that thinner, and I really don't know how to dispose of this shit. Should I just pour it in the trash or something? This shit eats through plastic. Weird. Sound like I heard something fall. Goddamn right, that shit save money. Shit, that a gallon of thinner. Oh, this shit right here about fucking $27, some shit like that. It's about right here. And shit, almost a year. I had the same shit for almost a year now. But you don't have to go through that shit so damn fast. That thinner will last you a long ass time if you just distill it and keep it going. Keep using that same shit. Fuck that. The mods. What are like mods like what? As soon as that black paint dries, I'll put a wash on that canvas. Now I got a bunch of meaningless fucking emails. I hate this shit. You get all these spam emails and shit. Terminex, man, I did not ask for a quote on fucking pest control. Why the fuck is y'all emailing me? How did y'all get my email, Terminex? Shit is ridiculous. Alright guys, I'm coming. Let me put some music back on. Oh, it's Thursday? Bruh, we got an episode of Science and Futurism. Boy, it pops right up. Boy, they already know what time it is. Posted 3 hours ago. Yo, look, this how deep this dude is, yo. I mean, this how big his fan base is. He posted his new video 3 hours ago, and it already has 10,000 views in 3 hours.
Gold rushes in the past, prospective miners traveled for months to reach a site. In the future, they might do it again, because there was gold in them there asteroids. So today, we return to the Outward Bound series to look at Ceres and the rest of the asteroid belt. Sort of like when we looked at colonizing Jupiter and Saturn, where the planet itself is not where most of the people live, but on the smaller objects nearby, our focus today won't be entirely on Ceres, though with one key difference. As we'll see, Ceres is likely to be where folks tend to live or visit, but not where a lot of the people actually work. This is a good point to address earlier on, though. We always say the asteroid belt, referring to a swarm of smaller objects, unlike how we refer to Jupiter and its moons. But in some ways, while Ceres is not central to the asteroid belt the way a planet is to its moons, it's better to think of that whole asteroid belt as focused around Ceres. There may be millions of asteroids in the belt, but Ceres makes up about a third of the mass. To match its size, you need to include the next dozen biggest asteroids, leaving the remaining third of the belt's mass to be distributed among its remaining millions of members. Even then, while we always warn people not to think of the asteroid belt as a dense place you'd have to dodge around, a lot of the belt is composed of asteroid families, often centering on a larger asteroid, and some, like Sylvia, the 8th largest asteroid, even have moons. Fairly impressive ones too, from a visual perspective. Some small rock a few kilometers across is fairly impressive when it's only a few hundred kilometers away, and from the surface of such a tiny moon, its parent asteroid would dominate the sky more than Jupiter does to the Galilean moons. And the gravity is so weak you could jump off and float there. The weak gravity is a big issue for colonization too. Even the biggest ones have escape velocities so low you could shoot a gun and the bullet would never land, and a baseball tossed upwards would take many minutes to land. On the smaller ones, you'd float off into space just by trying to take a step. We've talked about enhancing gravity on larger moons or places like Mars and Mercury by using a large ball or vase-shaped habitat, which could spin around, combining centrifugal force with regular gravity. But even on the largest asteroid, Ceres, such things are fairly redundant. A cylinder set on the surface, with its axis of rotation parallel to gravity, would just have a slow creep towards the bottom you could manage with some minor sloping or walls. One turned perpendicular to gravity would simply result in gravity feeling a little higher when your feet were pointing down, and a little lower when you were upside down. For that perpendicular portion, on Ceres, where gravity is 3% of Earth's, if you weighed 100 pounds and stood on a scale, you could watch it slide from 97 to 103 as you spun. Almost anywhere besides Ceres and those handful of largest asteroids, you wouldn't be able to notice. It's a big place in some ways. Ceres, again, is a fourth-third of the belt's mass. And yet Earth's moon is about 80 times more massive than Ceres, and in turn, the Earth is about 80 times more massive than the moon. We talk about exploiting the resources of the belt. Indeed, we've done a whole episode on asteroid mining. And yet every single asteroid combined has only 1% of the mass and resources of Mercury, the last place we visited in the series and spoke of mining for resources. So what is the attraction of the belt? Traditionally in the series, we followed a storyline of a traveler visiting place after place as we colonized them. We left the traveler out in Alpha Centauri, but let's join an aspiring asteroid miner on their way to Ceres, not to be the first to land and plant a flag, not for great honor or prestige, but just to make a living. The half-year trip from Earth was long and uncomfortable, but our ship has finally arrived at Ceres and will land in Akator, a vast crater almost 100 kilometers across, dotted with dark-tinted domes showing a bit of green shade and roving tractors, scooping up ammonia-rich clays for nitrogen and the other deposits rich in sodium carbonate, magnesium, and sulfates. Water ice is quite plentiful on Ceres, as everyone knows, but as we get on the crawler with some of our shipmates for the trip from the landing site to the main base, one of them points out that what makes Ceres so nice as a port of call is that it has an awful lot of what we need for life. We came out here to do some mining, but he did not. He spent all his funds on his ticket and a box full of seeds and microbial cultures. He's renting a whole small dome from the Akator Company, the biggest consortium on Ceres, and the one that runs this crater and base. He's going to start growing blueberries, the first blueberries in the belt, and selling them to hungry miners and base personnel who are particularly eager for something fresh. Food is a big industry on Ceres. The domes are tinted to keep out more harmful frequencies and help keep in heat. This surprises us though, as we all fall from the sun. Surely plants can't grow here. But he gestures around and points out it isn't dim at all. Even way out at Pluto, the daylight is as bright as a cloudy day on Earth. See, light's a tricky thing, and our eyes don't really realize that the light of the noontime sun is carrying 1,000,000 times more photons to our eyes compared to what the moon does at night, and 1,000 times what we tend to think of as comfortable indoor lighting. The asteroid belt is farther from the sun, with most of the asteroids between twice and thrice as far away as Earth, but also has no air interfering with light reaching the ground or filtering out harmful parts of the spectrum. So lighting in the belt can range from nearly a quarter what it is at Earth's equator to as little as 10% in the outer parts of it. Our companion tells us that between the dome filtering and the latitude here at Akator Crater, the dome gets a peak illumination of 10,000 lux. A lux, 1 lumen per square meter, is how bright stuff is in the visible range of light, which is more or less 10,000 lux. A lux, 1 filtering, and the latitude here at Akator Crater, the dome gets a peak illumination of 10,000 lux. A lux, 1 lumen per square meter, is how bright stuff is in the visible range of light, which is more or less the ones plants use, even though they do best with boosts to red light. Very approximately, 1 watt per square meter of visible light is 125 lux, and it's about what we find comfortably bright indoor lighting. Plants fall into 4 loose lighting types: low, medium, high, and very high. They can often live, but be slow growing and weak, at as little as 10% of their preferred lighting. So you can grow anything under the sunlight anywhere in the belt, even its outer reaches. However, many hardly need that much light. Low-light plants are 500 to 2,500 lux. Medium is 2,500 to 10,000. High is 10 to 20,000. And very high is 20 to 50,000. Here at Ceres, in the middle of the belt, any of these first 3 categories do just fine. And the very high category can be accommodated by just having some LED lights in the red range, boosting things a bit. The domes are very insulated to keep heat in because it's still quite cold here and we need to keep the domes warm. Plants tend to like it warmer than people too, so every insulation trick has been used to cut down on the energy needed. Akator is a big company, the biggest located only in the belt, but still not big and rich enough to afford a fusion reactor in these early days of colonization. So they use fission and solar and have big pipes running around the crater, carrying steam off from the reactors and running back through when it condenses back to water. This helps warm the domes. Some of that power runs through mineral processing and manufacturing, some supplemental redlining for the growth domes, some for human comforts. But a lot is for the Big Fettling Gun, a mass driver stretching around the crater rim wall that smaller ships can race around and get some speed up to launch into space. Racing around that, clutching onto a small but sturdy rail, they can build up to 1,400 meters per second at 4 G's of acceleration before letting go to sail off around the belt. We ask a technician why it's called the Big Fettling Gun. He replies that fettling is trimming the rough edges off a piece of metal, or in this case, a spacecraft. If the craft is falling apart, or things aren't strapped down, the crew finds out the hard way when they get slung. That and the abbreviation BFG, he smirks. Another of our companions is going to work on the launcher and tells us how much fuel it saves. Big ships, like the one we came in on, with their own reactors, don't use it or need to. But for small ships or drones, it's a big deal. One of our other companions is here to work in the entertainment industry, and that's a big industry here too. Of course, all the TV and virtual reality comes straight from Earth, other than the Belt News Network, but there's a lot of powerful recreation. Tourism from Earth isn't too common, but folks spend a lot of time cramped on board ships, and often come home to Ceres with lots of money to spend on leave. Such services vary a lot, from the cheap to the expensive, the wholesome to the downright indecent. If you've seen one extraterrestrial entertainment precinct, you've seen them all, and we're neither much interested in that, and nor is our meager bank balance. And that is a key point. Most of our companions are planning on living here. Out of the whole arriving group, we seem to be the only minor, although even most of the minors already in the belt live here when they're not out prospecting and mining. One of our companions objects and says she's going to be mining too, just here on Ceres. But she doesn't mean mining the dwarf planet itself, though that is a common enough occupation. She runs drones, small packages of not much more than some sensors and guidance. They fly off, make a close pass on an asteroid, take some readings and photos, and do a small course correction to the next one. The thing about the belt is that everything is sort of meandering around on its own trajectory. And except for the asteroid families that tend to huddle up a bit, your neighbors are constantly changing. Not everything orbits on the same path or period, so it is a big, ever-shifting cloud. If one asteroid gets mined out near Ceres, another will eventually enter the area too. She'll be keeping track of hundreds of drones and doing force analysis for signs of a rich strike. Our bank account is mighty thin, but we still make sure to buy her a drink before heading off to our temporary quarters here. That, and most areas meant for people, are deep underground, and we'll be staying in a cheap, small, rotating cylinder block with marginal gravity, and where the floor isn't quite lined up with the direction of that gravity. It's minor, but when we spill a glass of juice, we can watch the puddle creep under our bed. Standing up in a hurry or moving quickly are also nauseating experiences, as the changes in perceived gravity are easily picked up by our inner ear. We decide that we will want to upgrade to someplace nicer as soon as possible. For the moment, our goal is to get on board a mining ship, and it doesn't take us long to find out where the crews hang out when on shore leave. Unsurprisingly, it is in the less wholesome and more expensive portions of the station. The crews are easy to spot because a lot of them sport precious metal. Apparently the jewelry shows a lot of bling. We figured a lot of openings would be free from folks coming home after making their fortune, but to our surprise, not so much. Many inquiries we make are waved aside by miners trying to unwind after long stints in space and not wanting to talk business, especially the ones from crews who just struck a big find and are not yet interested in looking for the next. We thought these would have plenty of open slots, folks heading home, But we start noticing that when we say home, most think you're referring to their place here in Akator, not Earth. A ride to Earth takes a long time, costs a lot of money, and luxuries all getting more common here for those who can afford them. Many see no reason to return to Earth. Most of the folks on Ceres aren't miners. They work in other trades and provide other services. But miners do seem to be the default job here, and again are easy to spot by all the bling they wear. After a week, we have reached a dangerously low bank balance. We finally find a ship's captain who is almost willing to bring us on board, but declines. Fortunately for us, our friend from the drone department is in a celebratory mood from finding a pair of nice promising strikes, and lets us know about the one she forgot to record, a smaller one that can be chopped up to a distraction. It turns out this sort of thing is fairly common here in Akator, and she agrees to give the captain coordinates for it in exchange for some reciprocation. We sigh a bit, disappointed that people are people everywhere, even here on the hopeful frontier of humanity, but we're not going to complain. It gives us a slot on the ship and a share of the claim. No pay though, just room and board and a share, a historically common practice. We head out, and our ship is a decent-sized one, home to a dozen crew, of which we are the most junior, and unsurprisingly, stuck with the least fun jobs. We also assumed spaceships would be a lot nicer and more high-tech, and the ship we came out on was a bit of a letdown. But the mining vessel, the good ship Rockhopper, looks like it was clapped together in someone's garage. One upside about moving around the belt is it doesn't take the cream of the crop to design, build, or maintain a ship meant for use only in the belt. It doesn't have or need any fission reactor. We'll be buying fuel here on Ceres where it's made, along with most of our supplies. But first, we have to buy mining rights on the small metallic asteroid a week's travel away. We will be doing all that through the Akator company, but the rights are actually held back on Earth. Some bizarre and labyrinthine treaty that requires a fee and a share of any spoils that gets divided up by all the countries back on Earth. So we pray to whatever mining gods might be listening that the Rockhopper is stronger than it looks as we go off, rolling around on Rockhopper in Akator Krator's big fettling gun. Mercifully, we survive with a few metallic groans and bits of equipment that haven't been properly stowed smacking to the bulkheads. But we're off to space. Quarters are cramped, nothing seems clean, and the food is all packaged stuff because the ship is too small to bother with spin gravity or its own hydroponics. The captain says nicer ships have extending sections that can provide gravity during flights or when the ship settles into an asteroid to mine, but not the Rockhopper, which literally has duct tape holding components together. But we do get there and shoot a bunch of harpoons into the asteroid and winch the ship up against it, inside a nice crater next to our find. We don't walk out because there's just no gravity, and because we have our own drones to fly over and look. It's a good chunk of minerals, rich in gold, and when we start going EVA and poking around, we find there's tons of it deeper down. Indeed, there's more than we have fuel to refine down and send back to Earth directly, or take on board the ship to fly back. The captain decides that in order to find out just how much there is, we'll do some mining and refining. We are going to settle in for a while, and decide to erect a dome over the ship, so we pop up an inflatable dome. The nice thing about microgravity is even a thin sheet of plastic won't break under the weight of whole boulders. We pressurize that area so we can walk without suits and get to work. As an added precaution against micrometeor strikes, we cover the plastic in pykrete and then cover it more with soil we dig up. Pykrete is basically frozen water plus some fibrous material. It's sturdy enough to hold air in, and being opaque makes it hard for anyone to see what we found. Pykrete's handy stuff in space. It's much tougher than ice, and while not permanent, it's easy to make and lasts more than enough time for what we need it for. We have a pod on board, and we fuel it up and send it to Earth on the slowest trajectory. The captain says it's already sold. Not a great price, though. The company buying it is getting a good price because it won't get home for years, and it has security and fraud concerns. The money is handy, though, because it can get a remote cargo pod sent out to us with some supplies and fuel so we can keep working. It doesn't take much fuel yourself to go from the belt to its orbit, especially if you don't mind it taking years, and precious metals on their way are almost as valuable as ones already in your vaults. We never do finish though. Once the ship is loaded to capacity, we head back. Same as we sold the gold we refined years before we'll get home, the captain sells the whole asteroid claim, with its documented mineral wealth, and notes that more undocumented materials may be there too. We didn't get as much as if we warped it ourselves, but we also don't have to worry about guarding it from claim jumpers or outright pirates. Stealth may be impossible in space, but that only applies to the ability to actually hide, not to someone bribing the folks who watch claims not to alert us. And Akator on Ceres is not the most honorable place. Its rivals in other craters or other major asteroids probably aren't any better. Back on Akator Station, we are very wealthy now. You might normally go many missions without finding a good strike, even with the probes doing advanced looks. But all it takes is one good one to make you phenomenally rich, even after the loss from selling most of it at a fraction of its real value, even after the bribes and taxes, and even being the junior-most crew member with the smallest share. We are quite rich and can easily afford a nice fast trip home to Earth. But the next one leaving isn't for a few days, and we've barely been here for a couple months, only a week on Ceres, and several on the Rockhopper. We spent months getting out here. There's a lot going on here, so we just can't bring ourselves to leave yet. No rush, we'll take another ship back. We were getting a bit restless and thinking about leaving again when we bump into the captain, who is not going home and in fact buying a new and nicer ship, to be christened the Lucky Strike. He invites us to join the crew with a bigger share, nicer quarters, and more seniority, and we do. And the next thing we know, it's been a few years. And while we've never had another strike like the first one, we've done pretty well down the years, and eventually buy our own ship to captain, which we dubbed the Rockhopper 2, the original long since sold for scrap after it finally broke apart during a BFG sling. We've never gone home to Earth, but Ceres is home now, and indeed we've got a place there where we stay when not out prospecting. We even bought a share in our friend's expanding blueberry business. Ceres is growing quite well, and more people come in every day. What's interesting is that more and more folks are just stopping in for a while to buy supplies and refuel for elsewhere in the belt, or the long haul to new colonies on Jupiter's moons. We bump into one traveler en route to Callisto, and after talking to them, we start seeing whole new possibilities for the belt. All those asteroids being mined out mostly leave some sort of infrastructure in place. Folks move on when the main mineral strike gets dug out.
Alright, my bad guys. I started streaming kind of late today because of that incident this morning. But I gotta get some other shit done now. I'm not gonna lie guys, I gotta go fold some laundry and fix myself something to eat. I'm always eating. I'm hungry as fuck right now. So I'm gonna have me a sandwich while I fold some clothes up. And then I might play some video games. I'm not sure. So I got that new painting started. I'll just let that dry. I'm not sure if I might do the underpainting on that painting before I start working on this one again. Kind of debating if I should even play around with this before I get that one started real good. We'll see. If I do work on this painting this evening, I'll be doing the skin tones. Her face and her arms and her hands is the first part I'll focus on. But man, oh man, shit, I might eat, fold clothes, and take a nap instead of playing a game. I feel kind of sleepy. But as always, once again, man, I appreciate y'all chilling with me for a little while. All the good conversation and everything, man. Shit, y'all be easy. Till next time. Peace.